Begin by getting into a comfortable position and closing your eyes. Bring your attention to the rhythm of your breathing, being aware of the sensation of breath as it comes in through your nostrils and out through your pursed lips, as if you were smelling roses and blowing out a candle. So breathe in through your nostrils and out through your pursed lips. At your own pace, do 5 to 10 rounds of breath just to help settle mind and body. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Continue at your own pace for a few more rounds of breath. As you continue to breathe in and out, begin visualizing the wheel, the hub at the center, the 4 quadrants surrounding it with a rim, encompassing everything you know and can be aware of. For each portion of this practice, you'll send out a spoke from the hub to the rim, like a flashlight, to focus your attention. And after each quadrant, I'll invite you to center yourself with a deep breath before moving on to the next quadrant. So we turn our attention to the first quadrant, 5 senses. Heighten your awareness of touch by focusing your flashlight beam of attention on the pressure of your clothes on your body, the texture of anything your fingers are touching. And now heighten your awareness of sound by focusing your flashlight beam of attention on the background sounds that you hear. Try not to engage in a story about what you are hearing. We're not evaluating what we hear as good or bad, or right or wrong, or I like it or I don't like it, but rather simply heightening awareness of background sounds. And heighten your awareness of smell and taste if those are available to you. And if your eyes are closed and you don't want to open them, you can skip sight. But sometimes when you do this, you might try heightening your awareness of what you see by simply looking at anything that's white, noticing anything that's blue, anything that's red, anything that's black. Again, not evaluating, just noticing. And we're practicing how to take in information through 5 senses so that it's just raw data. No story, no evaluation, no judgment. A practice that develops acceptance, allowing the raw data that we notice to just be what it is. And before we move on to the next quadrant, I invite you to Center yourself back in the hub, resting in love with a deep breath in and out. Next, we're going to focus our attention on what is known as the sixth sense, or inner sensations of our own body. This is the second quadrant. Take a few moments, move your focus throughout your entire body, becoming aware of sensations you feel from inside your physical being. Doing a body scan from the muscles and bones of your head, limbs, torso, feeling sensations in the organs of your body. If you notice any discomfort, I invite you to be aware of it with curiosity, avoiding the temptation of overly identifying with it. For example, instead of noticing my headache, notice with curiosity the sensation of pain in the temporary physical body, seeing that pain as separate from the eternal spiritual self, noticing the sensation with a kind of detachment. So I'll be silent for a full minute while you scan your flashlight of attention throughout your body, doing a body scan with a kind of curious detachment. Before we move on to the next quadrant, I invite you to center yourself again in the hub, resting in love, with a deep breath in and out. And now we focus on the activities of the mind itself. This includes emotions, thoughts, memories, which are hopes and beliefs and dreams, images, longings, attitudes, intentions. But this portion of the practice is separated into two parts. First, just by becoming aware of what enters your mind, just being aware of any mental activity that arises. Not engaging in a story, not getting entangled in liking or not liking, or fixing, or deciding whether it's true or not. Just with curiosity and detachment, being aware of the mental activity and knowing that it's separate from your capital S self. And once you've taken some time to do that, the next step is to pay particular attention to the characteristics of how these mental activities enter and leave consciousness. How do they arise and pass? Do they come up suddenly or gradually? Do they stay constant, fade in and out? How do they leave? And are they replaced immediately with something else or not? And if not, how does that gap feel between two mental activities? And before we move on, I invite you to center yourself in the hub, in the lap of Jesus, surrounded by love. With a deep breath in and out. And before we go to the final quadrant, it's time to try something a little different. As we did before, you'll send your spoke of attention out from the hub, but this time bend it back toward the hub, directing your attention to focus right back into the hub. So this is awareness of awareness. It'll take some practice, so be patient. But this is where you allow your capital S self, spiritual self, to rest with God. For me, this is like practicing what it will be like to be in heaven after this physical life. And from this place of love, we move on to the fourth quadrant, where we look at our sense of connection. And we're going to do a loving kindness prayer. Start with a memory of a time that you felt loved, nurtured, cared for. And if you can't think of one, then maybe you can think of a time that you were giving love and nurturing and care to another. And focus on how this feels in your body. For many people, you may find it helpful to place a hand on your heart and to focus this attention on the actual physical sensation of warm-hearted love. And once you've stabilized the feeling of love, move into a cognitive exercise in which you are expanding this sense of love to yourself and then to others. So we start by sending an intention of loving kindness to ourselves, a wish to be free from danger, a wish to have mental peace and happiness, a wish to have physical health, and a wish to have ease of well-being. And then we send loving kindness to people for whom we have positive feelings. Let's say it's Mom. May Mom be free from danger. May she have mental peace and happiness. May this person have physical health. And may this person have ease of well-being. And now we send loving kindness to people others whom we're engaged with, such as co-workers, students, teachers, others. Widening our sense of connection step by step to include those who live in our neighborhood, our city, our country, our continent, or the whole world, and finally to all living beings on earth. For example, you may start, may all people in Illinois be free from danger. May all people in Illinois have mental happiness and peace. May all people in Illinois have physical health. And may all people in Illinois have ease of well-being. And then you may move to all people in Iowa, all people in Wisconsin, all people in the United States, all people in North America, in South America, all over the globe. May people be free from danger, have mental peace and happiness, have physical health and ease of well-being. And if your heart feels full enough of love, then you can also send these 4 aspects of loving kindness to a person with whom you're having a difficult time. May this person be free from danger, have mental peace and happiness, physical health, and ease of well-being. And during the day, you can even send loving kindness to everyone that you encounter. Drivers, family, friends. And say it with your heart, not just as a habit. It costs us a lot physically to be anxious, angry, or depressed about circumstances. I invite you to experiment with this loving kindness suggestion. It might feel like a chore at first, but we are creatures of habit and we become what we do. So you'll start feeling better and it will become easier to do this. And now for any length of time that you wish, simply rest in the awareness of awareness. Resting in the hub with God, your capital S spiritual self, aligned with our eternal and loving God. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes and go with peace.